Didn't know what I should be doing as her mother.
By the way, if you at home want to have your own doctor on demand, you can go to Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download the Doctor on Demand app to see a board-certified doctor from the safety of your home. So if you're a Medicare Part B beneficiary, your visit will cost you absolutely zero. We're wanting to do that to help you as much as we can. I want to thank all of my guests today, and I can't tell you, Dr. Amen, how much I thank you for doing this for this family. It is absolutely life-changing. As I say, his book, The End of Mental Illness, is an absolute must-read, and it is in stores now. I highly recommend it. I have read it cover to cover, and every time I pick it up, I learn something more from it. So I highly recommend it. It has my stamp of approval, I guarantee you. Are you at the end of your rope when it comes to parenting your children? Do you pray for a peaceful household? Doesn't have to be happy, just peaceful. Well, I have 7 tools for purposeful parenting that I think will get you on the right track. Number 1, parent with purpose. Number 2, clarity. Number 3, negotiation. Number 4, currency. You have to understand the child's currency, what's important to them. Number 5, you want to parent through change. Don't keep doing the same thing over and over if it's not working. Be flexible. Number 6, you want to parent in harmony. Make sure if there are 2 parents in the home that you're doing things in harmony. And number 7, you want to parent by example. I always hear parents say, these children aren't listening, but trust me, they are always watching. So parent by example. drphil.com will explain each of these tools a whole lot more. Plus, you'll find a plethora of parenting tips that can help you get through the hard times and lead to the good times. It is possible. Don't give up. For more information about today's episode, log on to drphil.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And if you want to keep up with all things Dr. Phil, scan the flow code on the screen. This will link you to exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. Plus, you can follow and subscribe to my podcast, Fill in the Blanks. I really talk about critical information on some of the most important issues that all of us are facing today. And check out Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret with Robin McGraw. Listen for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks for watching. So long.
Ahead, how lawmakers now reacting to news that the Michelin factory in Ardmore is closing.
And a deadly shooting investigation underway in Northwest OKC.
And where police are looking now for the main mass shooter.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Well, brace for the cold, because this weekend, the Arctic cold front arrives.
Yeah, some of us could even be seeing some ice and more rain tomorrow and again on Sunday. Cassie is tracking it all from the Bob Mills Weather Center.
Hi, guys. Yeah, it's going to be a lot different as we get into the weekend. Now, outside right now, it's pretty quiet. We had the cold front that came through last night. That is now well to the south and east, taking the rain along with it. So we're dry, more of a partly sunny sky right now, and it's not terrible. This is our Micro Fidelity camera, but our Lucky Star Skycam network, we're at 56 degrees with a north wind today at 14 miles an hour. Wind gust up to 25. You can tell where the cold front has not moved through. We still have 70s and 80s in the southeast, but the rest of us, lots of 50s, still some low 60s across the south and some upper 40s starting to show up across the north. So a big difference compared to yesterday. We are 24 degrees colder than this time yesterday. Several locations anywhere between about 30 to 35 degrees colder. But yeah, that cold front's going to continue to track off to the southeast. Everyone will eventually have that north wind. It's still going to be a little breezy tomorrow. But yeah, yesterday we had highs in the 80s, but by Sunday evening, could likely feel closer to the teens. We're going to talk about who could see a winter mix coming up in just a little bit, guys.
Cassie, thank you. Police now investigating a double shooting on the northwest side of the city.
One woman died and another was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. News 9's crime tracker Jennifer Pierce is outside the apartment complex where the fatal shooting happened.
The female victim was shot and killed outside on the second story right in front of an apartment door. Police have been on scene for more than 12 hours. Shots rang out at the Aspen Way Apartments near Western and Britton Road late Thursday night. Police say before the shooting, two women who live in the complex were arguing and several other people were brought into the fight. Investigators are now working to determine who fired the shots that killed one woman and injured the other female involved in the altercation.
I know that there were some family members that were involved in this large altercation, and so they're still trying to get from interviews what exactly happened.
Investigators detained a number of witnesses to interview, but no arrests have been made. Police say the injured woman was treated and released from the hospital this morning. She is also being questioned about the shooting. I'll have more on the investigation at 5. In Northwest Oklahoma City, Jennifer Pierce, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Jen, we'll see you at 5. Neighbors living in Wewoka claim there has been a rash of gun violence recently, and they're worried for their safety. News 9 is looking into these claims after several viewers messaged us. Wewoka Public Schools decided to move tonight's football game to Stroud, and today's classes were virtual due to, quote, current events going on in Wewoka. A festival in town has also been canceled, citing weather reasons. We've reached out to the district and police to learn more. News 9's Chris Yu is working on it for our 6 o'clock.
We are days into the multi-state search for a U.S. Army reservist who police say shot and killed 18 people in Lewiston, Maine. Residents are sheltering in place while law enforcement turns its focus to a boat dock. Lori Hayfelly is there with an update.
Heavily armed police are scouring the woods in southern Maine, and divers are searching the Androscoggin River. Part of their focus, a boat dock, where they found this car belonging to Robert Card, the suspect in Wednesday night's mass shooting in nearby Lewiston.
The river is a big piece of this. The car was located there. Evidence is located in the vehicle or right there along the shores of the Androscoggin River.
A law enforcement source tells CBS News the evidence includes a firearm that Card legally purchased. Law enforcement sources say he had access to numerous other guns, and they are tracing each shell casing found at the scenes. Police say Card opened fire inside a bowling alley and restaurant using a semi-automatic assault rifle with an extended magazine and a scope. Police say Card is armed and dangerous and have since expanded the order for families to lock themselves in their homes. That order now includes tens of thousands of people in this county and the county north of here. Last night, SWAT teams, K-9 units, and helicopters searched Card's hometown of Bowdoin, focusing on one home in particular. Law enforcement sources tell the Associated Press they found a suicide note and Card's cell phone. Some of the 18 victims have been identified. 13 were wounded, 3 critically.
Often these rounds will hit bone, shatter bone, and the bone itself becomes a missile or a projectile.
According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been 567 mass shootings in the U.S. this year. Laura Hafley, CBS News, Lisbon, Maine.
Now to this, police arrest the sex offender accused of driving from Oklahoma across the country with a missing teenager. Monroe, Missouri police were investigating a suspicious car parked in a Lowe's parking lot and found 30-year-old Christopher Porter with the missing 16-year-old. Investigators say Porter had been talking online with the teenager who was from North Carolina and drove there to pick her up. Porter is charged with second-degree rape and possession of child pornography.
Don't forget, tomorrow is the 2023 Walk to End Alzheimer's. News 9 is partnering with the event, and our own Robin Marsh will serve as MC. A party kicks off the event at 8:30 a.m., a chilly walk happening at 10 a.m. There's still time to register or donate. For more details, visit news9.com. All right, check it out. The city of Bartlesville is getting a $2 million grant for a new film school and studio called the Buffalo Rome Studios and Academy.
Yeah, the Buffalo Rome. The city hopes with our state's growing film industry and the release of Killers of the Flower Moon that it will draw future productions to downtown Bartlesville. Film officials hope to start class by this time next year. And the stage is set for the final Bedlam football game in the Big 12 era. A rivalry that spans nearly 120 years and 117 games will come to an end as Oklahoma exits the Big 12 for the SEC.
But before it's over, we're putting together some special stories to celebrate the tradition. Watch our series Bedlam Memories every night next week at 10.
And freeze warnings, travelers advisories, those are being issued north of Oklahoma. We're going to talk about what kind of winter weather we could see in our state coming up from the Bob Mills Weather Center.
The person hit by a car in a Walmart parking lot in Enid has died. How you can help the family coming up here at 4:30.
A hockey player is stopped by security because they don't recognize him. What he had to do to get through, next in Trends.
I was proud from the start to be a teammate of hers, and it only grew as time went on. She was completely prepared, totally a professional. She doesn't want to leave any stone unturned, no matter what it may bring, no matter how difficult to do. She is absolutely real. Her compassion is my favorite trait about Amanda Taylor.
Welcome to the all-new Bob Hurley RV. I'm Bob Hurley, and I'd like to personally invite you to come see our brand-new RV store now open in Oklahoma City. We're excited to help you and your family start your new adventures. Bob Hurley RV on I-35 between Britain and Wilshire under the giant American flag.
The Sonic 2 for $7 deal lets you choose from the Sonic Cheeseburger, Chicken Sandwich, or Foot-Long Chili Cheese Coney. Any two for $7. Because that friend that says they only want one bite never just wants one bite. Sonic 2 for $7 deal.
Do the effects of hard water have you feeling like you're spinning out of control? Not that hard water. Hard water that affects your whole house, like stained toilets and sinks, dry, flaky skin, spots on your glasses, not to mention the damage it's doing to your plumbing.
Culligan has a solution. You can reverse the effects of hard water. Install a Culligan whole house system today. Call Culligan for details.
Give hard water the cold shoulder. Call Culligan today.
Why is quitting vaping so hard? Because nicotine products are designed to pull you back in. It changes the pathways in your brain, so you keep hitting that vape again and again. But there are free services designed to help you stop vaping, like My Life, My Quit. Joining hooks you up with an expert coach who will help you make a personalized plan to get you through those rough days. Ready to make your quit easier? Head to mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select 2023 Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Right now, Sonic's small hand mix shakes are $1.99 all day. It sells itself, so I'll just list flavors in my sexy voice. Chocolate, strawberry, peanut butter. $1.99 small classic shakes all day at Sonic.
Bob Hurley RV is now open in Oklahoma City. Our service department is open and ready to fix your RV. With over 40 service bays, our certified technicians can work on any make, any model. Bob Hurley RV service now open in Oklahoma City off I-35 between Britain and Wilshire under the giant American flag.
Okay, trends, topics, and tags for today. OU announcing that their number of graduation ceremonies, they have a whole bunch, they're actually lowering that number now.
Okay, so according to an email sent out to students beginning in May of 2024, the university will hold 12 combined ceremonies compared to its current 19.
And the day prior, the university is planning a party at the Palace with additional information to be released later.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly which ones will be combined.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Maybe different nursing departments.
Right,
I'm just guessing and just put those together.
So they're just going to be a little bit longer. Yeah, just fewer of them.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. All right, now take a look at this. NHL star Tyler Seguin was stopped by security at the Dallas Arena because they didn't recognize him.
Yeah, we have the video here. You can see on this with his face here that the right winger, he appeared to be taking this in good stride, showing his headshot to prove, yeah, hey, it's me. I play for the Dallas Stars.
He's probably even smiling, just like the picture,
Yeah.
too. Like, look, we're twins. Look, it's me. Well, we asked what you would do in this situation. Mark starts us off. Yeah, I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you the name of a single NHL player, let alone pick them out of a lineup.
Not a hockey fan,
he's in
I
the
guess.
same camp.
Yeah, this is what Paula says. This would make me want to go to a game. Security is good. Okay, yeah.
Oh, I thought she meant because she liked what she saw, like the right winger.
She's like,
This would make me want to go to a hockey game.
Good security.
Him.
And the players aren't bad either.
Gary says, the players should carry ID like every other human being. It's not a requirement for security to be hockey fans.
I think this probably happens to a lot of hockey players out there because, you know, it wouldn't happen to any Thunder players, right? I mean, we see them, right? And then on hockey players, though, they're covered up. They have the helmets on. You're also watching from far away.
That's
It's
true.
tough. It's tough. And they're not as well known as football players.
Here at News 9.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this summer.
Well, we have new security team and, you know.
Sure enough. The
changeover.
But it was very much like a, can I help you? Who are you?
Yeah.
Like, I work here?
That's what happened.
I think I still do.
It was like at 9 a.m.
Okay.
So I wasn't used to seeing that security guard, and he wasn't used to seeing me. But he stopped me as I was scanning, and he was like, can I help you? He was like winded, like he ran down the hall, like, what's this lady doing?
Yeah. We have great security here.
It was a little scary.
Oh, hey, free Friday.
Okay, a major fast food chain. Can you guess who? Who is it? Who is it? Okay, McDonald's is giving away free French fries every Friday for the rest of the year.
But you have to add them to your pickup order on the McDonald's app in order to score the deal. But there you go. That's your tip of the day right there.
I feel like they've been doing that for a while. I mean, I have the app. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's a thing. I always know these things.
We should clear all McDonald's past you first.
Where there's a rewards program, I have it.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
I like free things.
Well,
okay?
free fries, too.
Exactly.
That's the best
Why
fries
not?
around, for sure.
I get it. I have the Chick-fil-A app.
Oh, well, I've got that one, too.
See?
Yeah.
I knew you would.
Yeah, all of them. You know, this weekend, it's definitely going to be very cold and it's going to be wet. We've got a lot of activities, unfortunately, that are still ongoing. We've got Haunt the Zoo. Some kids probably going to have to be dressed up or bundled up over their costumes. And but today, not so bad. It's nice and cool. We've had lots of sunshine. In fact, after midnight, temperatures were still in the 70s. So officially today, our high is going to end up in the 70s. But this afternoon, it's been in the 50s. Now let's go to Links 1. I'm going to show you what's going on for the weekend. So, of course, we've got OSU homecoming. And the kickoff is at 7, but of course the walkout is during the day. Temperatures, they're going to be, in my opinion, miserable. We're talking about temperatures in the 40s, but we're also going to have a north wind at times between about 10 to 20, picking up a little bit more later on in the evening. Now, looking at OU, they're going to be in Kansas, and it almost looks even worse with temperatures in the 30s. By fourth quarter, we warm up to about 40 degrees, but there's still a chance of some precipitation up there as well. And you can see over Kansas, we already have freeze warnings, some travelers advisories just touching the border of Oklahoma and Kansas. So Oklahoma, we don't have anything like that just yet, but eventually that could change for parts of the state. We'll talk about that in a moment. But in the meantime, this is our Concho camera up at our Lucky Star SkyChem network. We're at 56 degrees, the north wind at 14, wind gusts up to 25. The cold front that moved through early this morning, that is now to the south and east. So out ahead of it, we still have 70s and 80s. The rest of us, 50s and 60s, some 40s starting to show up across the north, though. So big difference compared to where we were this time yesterday. We're 24 degrees colder in parts of northern Oklahoma, and we're between about 30 to 35 degrees colder. Southeast Oklahoma, not that big of a deal just yet because the cold front hasn't moved through. But the rest of us have more of a north wind between about 15 to 25. And it's going to stay breezy this evening and overnight tonight. And eventually this weekend, that's when the rain's going to be moving in. And so therefore, temperatures will be colder as well. So let's go ahead and look at futurecast. So for this evening, we're going to stay nice and dry. It's really not going to be until overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning that scattered showers and storms will start to move in from the south. So they're going to go from south to northeast, eventually filling in quite a bit later in the afternoon and into the evening. We're not going to have a continuous rainfall, I think, all day, but it's certainly going to be damp outside. It's also going to be chilly. By the time we get into late tomorrow night into Sunday morning, another cold front moves in, so we're going to reinforce the colder air. We're looking at a chance of a light wintry mix and even some light ice in parts of the Panhandle and far northwest Oklahoma. Could mix in with a few sleet pellets as well. Sunday afternoon, it should be warm enough. Everyone's going to see just plain rain before it eventually moves out of here. Tonight, though, dropping down into the low 40s in Oklahoma City, but we're looking at the upper 30s in the northwest and the upper 40s, still about 60 degrees, though, down in Idabel. Overnight and into tomorrow morning, the rain, maybe a few storms, are going to be increasing from the south, so moving from the south to the north. But tomorrow afternoon temperatures only in the 40s, so about 47 degrees in Oklahoma City. Combine that with a north wind between about 10 to 20, a little bit more wind out to the west, highs in the 30s in the northwest. So it's going to be very cold. So tomorrow afternoon and evening, we're still looking at showers, a few thunderstorms possibility. But tomorrow night to Sunday morning, now we've got that cold rain mixing in with at times a little bit of sleet, but freezing rain and sleet possible mainly out in the panhandle. So tomorrow night to Sunday morning, I think whatever we do get is going to be fairly light, but we could see just under about 1/4 of an inch in the panhandle, far western Oklahoma, maybe a trace of sleet. And then just kind of looking at what possible road conditions will be. Again, we could obviously see some slick spots, especially on those bridges and overpasses out to the west. Sunday afternoon, though, temperatures will look like this. We're not making it out of the 30s during the day, but combine that with a north wind between 20 to 35 miles an hour, and it's going to feel even colder than the 30s. So about 39 in Ponca City, 37 and 8, about 38 degrees in McAllister. So these are going to be your wind chills. This is what it's actually going to feel like during the day on Sunday. The 20s for most of us. Now, as we get into Sunday night into eventually Monday morning, as skies start to clear out a little bit more, we're still going to have some wind around, so it's going to feel more like the teens. So Monday afternoon, we are dry. Temperatures make it back into the 40s. Halloween looks chilly but dry. Next week, we start to recover temperatures in the 50s, eventually the 60s and 70s come back as well. Guys, back to you.
All right, Cassie, thanks. An arrest is made in a deadly shooting involving a Muskogee teen.
How investigators say they were able to track down the alleged killer. And up next in our Growing Oklahoma segment, we are showing you how to take care of your garden through the winter. We're talking about winterizing your garden.
Bring him in.
Coming up. Oh,
he's hitting.
Auto injury care just got a lot easier with walk-in appointments and no out-of-pocket costs. The Brooks Clinic takes care of the details so you can get better fast. Auto injury, the Brooks Clinic.
Accident injuries, call 943-0303.
Gary, I just sold my first car!
Wow, what you got there?
Oh, this is just stuff in it I was cleaning out for him.
Donnie, that's my stuff. Did you sell my car?
Get an all-new 2024 GMC Terrain for only $28.9, and we'll buy your car even if you don't buy ours. We are professional grade.
You shouldn't have parked it there.
Hey, it's me, your vacation. This year, let's ask Santa for an Ozark Mountain Christmas in Branson, where the magic of the season comes to life. We've been very good this year, so Santa knows we deserve a forest of twinkling lights and sing-alongs to all the holiday classics that make Christmas, well, Christmas. We'll even leave him an extra cookie if we can deck the halls with warm family memories. So pack your stockings, because we're spending Christmas in Branson.
Hi, I'm Gary Owens, the owner of Galleria Furniture. Come see the so-new mattress exclusively at Galleria Furniture. The Comfort Channel system modes to each sleeper's desired position for full immersion into the bed, allowing your arms and shoulders to be positioned for the perfect night's sleep. And remember, we'll beat any competitor's price or it's yours free. Visit us at any of our 7 locations across the state.
Of course, the GMC Terrain offers all-wheel drive mode. What about Supernova mode or Weekend Warrior mode? You don't see that everyday mode. How about out of the office mode? Or even,
are you out of your mind?
Mode. Want a mode for everything? GMC Terrain. Get 1.9% APR on 2023 Terrain models. Plus, no monthly payments until 2024.
See your Oklahoma GMC dealers.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Big trucks rule the road. They're dangerous, and they can cause big, bad injuries.
But the big trucking companies don't stand a chance against the wolf pack. These companies have a lot of money, and they'll do everything they can to pay you as little as possible. We fight to get you the most money possible. And if we don't win your big truck case, you don't owe us a dime. We're Culver Cooper Hill, the wolf pack, and we've got your back.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the Wolf Pack. Call 405-235-WOLF.
What do you think of the new building? It's the Ferguson Buying Center for all the great vehicles we're going to purchase.
I don't think we need anything that large, but we will buy their vehicle even if they don't buy ours.
Sold.
But these are my keys.
Get an all-new 2023 Buick Encore GX for only $22,900, and we'll buy your car even if you don't buy ours.
An auto accident is always a shock. Your medical bills shouldn't be. That's why the Brooks Clinic offers walk-in appointments and no out-of-pocket costs. Auto injury? The Brooks Clinic.
In today's Growing Oklahoma, we're talking about winter garden vegetables.
And we got Presley. Let's
Yeah.
Presley here.
There we go.
Or over
Hey,
here.
Presley.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but Presley Pugh with Scissortail Park is here. We're talking about what to do to our gardens in the winter. And this is stuff you're saying if you left it in the ground, it's going to die.
Yep.
So let's save it. Let's bring it. Let's dig it out of the ground and bring it into the house.
Yep. So a few things we have. This is specifically is a cayenne plant. So it's a capsicum annuum, which annuum usually means annual, which they're actually perennials. So if you go ahead and you cut these back, so as an example, I have some trimmers here. You'll go ahead and you'll cut this back just a bit, just to make some room so we can all see.
More than I thought.
Right,
Yeah.
so you're actually gonna be pretty brutal with it. You're gonna cut it back pretty low. You don't want too much on here because you want the root system to match how much foliage is there, or at least to have more roots than there is foliage. So this would be a lot of energy trying to work.
To sustain,
exactly, but you only have a tiny root ball. After you've dug that up from the garden.
Ah, I get it. It's in a pot now.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
You are, but you are digging this out, putting it in a pot, and then cutting it back.
Yep, and you're not wanting this to really grow to the size that it has inside your house. You can put this in a garage, somewhere that would be around 50 degrees as a minimum. You really don't want it to get any cooler. They really don't like that temperature too much. This is pretty okay. I would probably even cut this back even more.
Would you do anything throughout the winter to it? Any fertilizer or anything like that, or
Just leave it be?
So yeah, you can fertilize it. You really don't want to do it too much. Like I said, you're not really trying to get it to grow inside of your house. If it does, fantastic. You'll have peppers inside of your house. But it's just more of it's inside. It's
Maintain it so you can plant it again in the spring.
Yep. So you'll be able to take this out early spring, hopefully after a frost, and then it'll be about 2 weeks. Sorry, to about 2 months ahead of schedule.
How much light does this need?
So bare minimum, you want occasional light. Grow lights are fantastic. That's what I have at home. You don't have to turn them on for very long. Usually it's about maybe 2 hours or something like that, just to give them some sense of there is some sunlight. They're not going to just wither and die. But yeah, there's other plants as well. So this is just some lemongrass. Typically when it would be cold, it would also die back. Same thing with like ginger, sweet potatoes. You can also do eggplant. I have some eggplants up here. Those are also, it's a tropical perennial. So just like the peppers, they would die back in that freeze. But those are things that you can bring inside and take back out, and then you'd be ahead of schedule. You'd get stuff a lot quicker than normal.
Well, today I went out to my garden and I had 4 miniature green bell peppers, so I snatched them. And then it was before today's segment, so I went out and just pulled everything out and put it in the burn pile. So, because I thought, well, this is it. That's what we're doing today.
It is a lot of work to kind of just keep them inside and stuff. But like I said, so I have some ghost peppers here, actually. These are really, really hot. A lot hotter than your regular jalapeno. And these peppers, usually the hotter they are, the longer they take to germinate and grow. So if you have a ghost pepper plant outside, it's probably one of the perfect plants to try and overwinter, because it'll take you a long time to get that going.
What is it about the ghost pepper that is so popular? I mean, because it's not, It's like, oh, that tastes great.
People chase the
like,
pain.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's can I survive it?
Yeah.
It just seems dangerous.
That's always what it is.
Teenage boys.
Yeah.
They do.
Are
like
you?
at birthday parties?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
The one chip challenge, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, so are you growing that personally?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
These are actually all mine. I have a bag of just peppers here. So like you mentioned, you pulled up some peppers from your garden.
Yep.
If you have lots of small ones, like there are a few on here.
Yeah, there are. What kind is this
So these are
again?
cayennes. I love growing cayenne.
Yeah.
And they're green. Same thing with like a bell pepper. It's normally going to be green, but if you leave it on there, it'll turn red.
Yeah.
And so what you do is if you go ahead and you put them in your freezer, you can take them out anytime and add them to whatever you like.
Good deal.
Well, saute.
All right.
Yeah,
action.
absolutely.
All right, Presley.
Thanks, Presley. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, the Michelin tire plant in Ardmore, it is shutting down operations.
Yes, House state leaders are reacting to the news. And another loss, an airline is scaling back its flights in Oklahoma after announcing they would add more. We'll explain next at 4:30.
October brings the biggest savings of all with Ram Power Days at Landers CDJR of Norman, like $9,000 off a new 2024 Ram 1500 plus 3.9% for 72 months, or $12,000 off a new 2023 Ram 2500 Bighorn Diesel. Landers CDJR of Norman.
Where can living well take you? Well, anywhere you want. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, we understand greater all-around health starts by making sure greater access to health care is all around you. It's why Blue Cross is committed to advancing and simplifying the healthcare experience for our members well into the future. Trusted from the beginning, we'll be forever by your side, no matter the state you find yourself in. Always elevating your healthcare well beyond.
That's right. The ace is back.
At Cece's Buffet, it's all you can eat pizza, pasta, and more, all for one low price. Turbulence. At Cece's, the pizza abilities are endless. Introducing new Tots and Bacon Pizza. It's crispy, cheesy perfection for limited time only.
Big selection, big savings, big opportunity. Hurry to Jim Norton Toyota and save big on every new and pre-owned Toyota. Like a 2023 4Runner now just $38,900. $38,900. Buy a 2023 Tacoma just $39,900. $39,900 buys Tacoma $39,900. I dare you to compare these prices anywhere. Log on to JimNortonToyotaOKC.com, then hurry to Jim Norton Toyota, 8401 Northwest Expressway.
You have a lot of Medicare health plan options, but now you can choose the local nonprofit healthcare system you've known for years. Integris Health Partners Plus, HMO, is the only health system-based Medicare Advantage plan in the greater OKC metro. Enjoy in-network access to the entire Integris health system, plus prescription drug coverage, dental benefits, and more. Sign up now at IntegrisHealthAdvantage.com or call 405-810-2012.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I call Mike?
Because when you're hurt, you need money. We got a client who tore the rotator cuff in a car wreck, $175,000. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Call 405-900-9000.
Dad, look what the hailstorm did to my car.
If it did this to your car, imagine what people's roofs and gutters look like.
At McCann's Roofing and Construction, one call does it all.
Jeep Adventure Days are back at Landers CDJR of Norman with our largest discounts yet, like $6,500 off a new 2023 Jeep Wrangler Sport or $14,500 off a new 2023 Jeep Gladiator. Landers CDJR of Norman, driven to serve.
Get David's latest forecast anytime. Just say Channel 53 into your Cox Contour remote. This is Oklahoma's own News 9.
Talking about the weather here at 4:30, plenty of rain expected this weekend.
And on top of that, a big temperature drop, which could bring a freeze for some. Cassie Hyder with the latest.
Yeah, we're definitely expecting temperatures to really fall off the cliff as we get farther along into the weekend. Now, we had the cold front that came through early this morning, and that has now moved into parts of southeast Oklahoma, taking some rain along with it. But for the most part, it's not been a bad day by any means, certainly a lot cooler. This is our Blanchard camera, part of our Lucky Star Skycam network. Still some sunshine, 56 degrees, the wind coming in out of the north at 14 miles an hour, wind gust up to 25, some upper 40s showing up across the north. We still have some 60s in the south and 70s and 80s in southeast Oklahoma. And of course, that's where the cold front has yet to move through. So the rest of us have a north wind between about 15 to 25 miles an hour. So yesterday we had temperatures in the 80s. This morning, right after midnight, I should say, temperatures were still in the 70s. So today we're going to go down with the high technically in the 70s, but we're also going to go all the way into the teens as we end the weekend. We're talking about those wind chills. We're going to talk about how cold exactly it's going to get. Who could see maybe some winter precipitation coming up in just a little bit, guys?
Cassie, thanks. Our top story at 4:30, the Michelin factory in Ardmore is closing its doors after 5 decades. The decision will leave 1,400 Oklahomans without jobs.
Our Capitol reporter Haley Wager joining us now live in studio. And Haley, this decision came really as a shock to many state lawmakers.
That's right, Bobby. Carl. Lawmakers say this is an abrupt decision that caught many government leaders off guard. Now, those same lawmakers are working to figure out what exactly went wrong here and how the problems at the plant were seemingly missed. Over the past few years, lawmakers have tried to land deals with Tesla, Volkswagen, and Panasonic, all of which have fallen through. The recurring reasons these big companies don't land in the state because of the areas in which Oklahoma ranks the lowest. That includes roads and bridges, mental health services, and education. Now state leaders are saying we should shift the focus, making sure we're giving the right investment to the companies that are already planted in Oklahoma.
How do we get to the point where we're so invested in outside entities that we're not paying enough attention to our local businesses?
We have to think about investing in ourselves to be able to get those big businesses and to keep the ones that we have.
Governor Stitt says in a statement, events like this illustrate why it's important to be the most business-friendly state. Stitt says he's working with the Department of Commerce, who told us in a statement they're actively working with the company to find solutions to help transition employees throughout the local and state workforce. Now, Senate Pro Tem Greg Treat is holding a meeting on Tuesday with the Committee on Business Retention and Economic Development. He plans to work with the Department of Commerce to get some more answers on the reasons this plant decided to close up shop. Live in the studio, Haley Wager, Oklahoma's own News 9.